Here's a picture of Jean-Luc Picard, the captain of the USS Enterprise, looking straight at us. We want to produce a three-quarter view of this face, not just turning his eyes, but turning the entire head. And we'll use a liquify filter to do this. This is one of the more complex tasks you can do with a liquify filter. So take your time, don't rush it, and it'll work for you. We'll start with a large brush, and we're going to move all the elements of his head down this center line over to the side. So we'll start by grabbing the bridge of his nose, and we'll drag that into position. Let's work our way down the face, moving the midpoint of his mouth here, and not forgetting the forehead, which has to follow on behind this. Okay, so far that looks like rubbish. So, let's carry on. We'll now address all these features on the right side of his head, the left as we're looking at it, and move them along as well. We'll grab the eye, move it into place, and go just behind the eye. And you notice that as we drag the corner of his eye and the cheek, the ear extends very neatly for us, and the nostril and the corner of his mouth. And let's not forget the part of his forehead directly above the eye. We'll also move the chin over and reshape it slightly so it looks more suitable to be viewed in profile. Let's bring the corner of that mouth across. And fiddle with the eye a bit. Getting the eye to look right is really the key to making this one work. Now we'll reduce the brush size and work on some detail. Let's have a look at the left eye. That's his right as we're looking at it. We need to make this wider. Not as wide as his right eye, because we're viewing it as if it's turning a corner. And let's pull his cheekbone out, a bit more of the mouth, and give him a slightly more pointy chin. And let's sort out this rather lumpy forehead. Again, making it look as if we're viewing this from a three-quarter position. We need to get the two eyes to match, so it's worth spending some time getting them both on the right height and of a width that looks right. Let's have a go at this nostril. Bring that in slightly. You'll notice that when we were originally looking at this face, we were looking at the nose head on. As we're looking at it from the side, we need to build up the shape of this nose. We didn't get that at all when we were looking at it from the front. That's getting very close. Now it's largely a matter of fine-tuning. The philtrum, which is this indentation in the upper lip, has to start just below his nose and then come down to the middle of the mouth, which, because we're looking at it in profile, is behind the nose. We need to build up the shape of this cheekbone, pull in the back of his jaw slightly. There we go. Now you'll notice I'm not paying any attention to what's happening to his left ear or to the side of his head. The ear won't be visible from this angle, so we can fix that later. Right now, let's do as much as we can within liquify. Slightly more pointy chin. Change the angle of his jaw slightly. And get this eye looking exactly as we want it. Okay, that's about it for the liquify filter. So let's return now to our Photoshop document. And there's the head in place. We can now switch to the eraser tool and simply paint out the ear. That's not visible at all from this angle. While we're doing this, we can reshape the cheekbone very slightly to make that more convincing. A little crease where it goes in for his eye. And there we go. When we now put in a suitable background, it starts to look a lot better. Let's add a little shadow to this on the new layer. With a soft-edged brush, we can paint in our shadow, which helps to blend the foreground and the background together. And there we go, Picard viewed from the side.